Hey guys, this, as you can see from the title, is not a regularly scheduled program. It'll be a shorty, grab your drink. You might not even have time to finish it. Hello. First, I didn't tell you what I was drinking. Hold on. I am drinking blood orange cider from Austin East Ciders. You will hear more about where I got this on my next episode. For those of you who know Mace of Skeins, if you don't know her, you might as well just go check her out now. I'll talk about her more in the next episode. But she does yarn. I might have a little sneak peek of that. She may or may not have sent prizes. And of course, she knows the way to my heart. She sent me alcoholic beverages. Okay, what we are here for today. First, I have to apologize that I've been gone. I wanted to record last week, but 2 weeks ago was YarnCon, which was virtual. And y'all know that we always go to Chicago to hang out with Clint during YarnCon. And I told him that it was virtual and that we weren't going to have it. And he's like, Chevis, you're allowed to come to Chicago when it's not YarnCon. I was like, yeah, I guess we can, right? So we went to Chicago last weekend. So typically I record on Thursdays, which today is Thursday. I'm not going to have time to do it today. I'll explain more later. Went to Chicago last weekend, so didn't record. Then Sunday, thank the stars. Well, not thank the stars. Sunday, I call it a lazy man's load. I was taking a lazy man's load out to the car to load up to go home. So I had like 2 coats and 4 bags and all the things, and I misjudged the curb, and now I am a gimp. Sprained ankle, whole 9 yards. I can now put a little bit of weight on it. I mean, today's the first day that it's kind of been better. I know that behind the scenes, whenever I record an episode, like there's a lot that happens behind the scenes for me to like get all my stuff ready and my notes and blah, blah, blah. So I thought that this video would be a perfect little way for me to get something out to you guys who've been missing my face, which thank you very much for all the loving messages that you guys are sending me, asking me like where I am and hoping that I'm okay. I did post on Instagram that I had my ankle fiasco, and everyone asked me about if I was on skates or not when I did it. And to be honest with you, I was super bummed because for those of you who are familiar with Chicago, they have this, I was going to say track, not track, like a paved path called the 606, which is right by Clinty's place. And Dan was going to run and Clint was going to bike and I was going to skate, and I rolled my ankle before we got that far. So I did not get to skate. I was really bummed out about it, but it'll be fine. The OGs know that I've actually broken my ankle on skates, so I have no problems getting back on skates after ankle injuries. It's like an old hat now. That's where I've been, what I've been doing. Dan is also going to be recording my next episode with me so that you can kind of hear what he has been doing as well. He hurt himself too. He's okay now, but we've been quite the pair, and our family has been talking about wrapping us in bubble wrap as of late. Before I forget, I am wearing my Ives sweater by Jared Flood. I don't know if some of you remember this or not. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite knits. It is super lightweight. It is with Brooklyn tweed. It's knit out of Brooklyn tweed loft. Is that right? If it's wrong, I'll correct it on the screen. It's whatever the pattern suggests. And it's a toothy, woolly, woolen spun yarn, and it's super lightweight, but so warm. Sometimes I forget to say what I'm wearing, and I'll get comments, and it's like, oh shoot, I never said what I was wearing. So anywho, now what we're here for. Is that everything I wanted to say? Next episode has lots of content, just so you know. I've gotten some awesome stuff come to my world. So now what we're here for. I was tagged by Natalie from Natalie's Closet. She has a channel here on YouTube. She'll be linked down below. And it is in the 10 Yarny Questions tag. So it's only 10 questions. I'm going to try and go quick. You know me, I'm windy. The first one is, what is your favorite color of yarn? I basically love them all. I love color. I love vibrant colors. Think like atomic yarns, deep dyed yarns. Go check both those dyers out. I will try and link everyone that I talk about if I talk about anyone specifically so that you all can find them. I like super deep saturated, vibrant color yarns, but I also basically wear a lot of black and gray. So anything that is with black and gray, I also tend to lean toward. What is your favorite weight of yarn? Here again, I like them all. I really do. I need variety in my life. I like all the things. For me, does anyone watch that guy on TikTok? But for me, it's oftentimes the pattern that I want to make, not the weight of yarn that I want to knit with. I get hung up on a pattern, or I might get hung up on a certain look. Like y'all know I wanted that grandpa sweater and I was looking at fingering, and then it dawned on me, well, the reason that I'm not finding it is because I'm like, the vision in my head needs to be a thicker sweater, not a fingering weight sweater. I'm thinking like Wilford Brimley in front of a fire, not Mr. Rogers when he gets home and changes his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody else? Or just my weird brain? What is your favorite style of yarn? I'm not sure what they mean by style. My first thought there was wool. Style could also mean, like a chain ply or a single ply or art yarn. My brain initially went to wool. What is your favorite fiber? I think that this tag started out with crocheters. But when I read what is your favorite fiber, my brain goes to spinning. I have spun with lots of stuff. Corriedale and Romney and BFL and Polworth and silk and bamboo blends. I've not spun with Lincoln. I don't think have I spun with Tarhi? I think I've spun with Tarhi. Or is it Targi? Remember, I did that the last time because I don't spin with it enough. So that being said, I can't really pick, like I mostly spin with wool, like merino. I mostly spin with merino. And after that, I would say rambouillet. I've spun a lot of rambouillet because, I shared that fleece with a friend. I haven't spun enough of the other fibers. They've been like once or twice I've spun with them. So I haven't spun with them enough to actually have a favorite. I will tell you my favorite fiber that I've ever had. When I first got my spinning wheel, I went to a local yarn shop that sold fiber. I was new and had no idea what I was doing. So I purchased this fiber because it was pretty. I have told you my spinning story before, as far as I started out on a drop spindle and was no good at it at all, thought I couldn't spin, but I really wanted to spin on a wheel because everyone was telling me you have to start on a drop spindle. Well, I sucked at it and it wasn't enjoyable, but I still wanted to spin on a wheel. So I went to a fiber retreat and my friend Linda had her wheel and let me spin on it. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was like, ditto. Get off my pillow, yo. I absolutely loved it. And I got in my head, I do not need to learn how to spin on a drop spindle. I can spin on a wheel. So I went to our little spinning shop and I learned how to spin there. And long story, you know me, I'm winded. When you're learning, they will tell you to choose, the proverbial they, will tell you to choose a toothier wool. Because when you spin, you have, I feel like I've talked about this before, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. You know in those shampoo commercials like Pantene, and they put the hair under the microscope, and there's all these little like things coming off the hair? Anytime you have fiber, you pull it, right? They pull it, well, all those hairs slide against each other. As they slide against each other and you're twisting them, those little barbs like you see on the Pantene commercial hook together, and that's what enables the yarn to stick together. So a toothier wool like a Romney, you'll hear people say, oh, that wool's scratchy. That's like toothy or sheepy, some people will say. The reason that that's easier to start spinning with is because there's a bunch of little barbs. That's what makes it scratchy. They catch each other easier. It won't like slip out of your hands as easy as something that isn't as toothy, like silk or cotton. Silk and cotton are harder to spin with. So I go to this yarn shop and I pick the pretty fiber, right? The pretty fiber that I loved. It was a blue-green, hold on, let me get it. I have to hobble away. Let me get a drink. I said this was gonna be short. This is hilarious. Okay, so I get this fiber and I show it to Betty and I was all excited about it. And Betty's like, I love your, what's the word? I love your ambition, but I would spin for a little bit before you spin that. Well, it was a merino yak blend. So soft, so soft. Now that I've been spinning for however many years I've been spinning, a lot, ditto, like so easy to spin with. But I was terrified. Actually, when I first got my wheel, I'll see if I can do it. When I first got my wheel, Dan took a video of me. I don't know if I've ever included it in any of my videos. I know some of you binge watchers probably remember. I do not. I'll put it at the end. Dan put together a super cute video for me. He recorded me spinning when I was terrible at it, like the first night I got my wheel. Anyway, so I had this merino yak blend that was like this soft fluffy cloud that I absolutely loved, and I just stared at it forever until finally one day I spun it. And do you think I spun it like a normal person? No, I spun it into art yarn. So I did coils. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so, and this, I was gonna make a necklace and I just didn't finish it. So this hangs like as a decoration in my craft room. And I love it. I've done other stuff with it too. I made bracelets out of some of it and I pet it, and I will always remember that's sort of like my, if what was the original question? What my favorite fiber was. I guess not breed specific, but I would say that because I was so excited to spin it and I absolutely loved the end result, and it still makes me so happy every time I look at it, even though it's so not great spinning. I mean, look, big, thick, thin. And that's what I was going for, but kind of. It would be so much better now. It would be so much better now. So if anyone knows of any dyers off the top of their head that have a merino yak blend, let me know, because I have not spun that since that. I have not spun a merino yak blend since then. So I would love to do it again. I'd love to grab some. Number 5, I haven't been giving you the counts. Number 5, what is your favorite brand you can get in your country? No way I can pick a favorite brand. I don't know that there's anything I can't get here. Is there anything we can't get in the States? The only thing about getting it from across the pond is it's so expensive. You know, like sometimes your shipping costs as much as the skein of yarn does. I remember it was a big deal. I got a skein of Countess Ablaze. I don't think I have it anymore. I don't remember what I did with it, but it was like baby camel. I was so excited. And I think that, yeah, shipping costs almost as much as the yarn did. I do have, which I think is a cooler question, I do have a list of indie dyers that I keep a running list in my notes of dyers that I want to try. And if the right situation arises for, you know, like if they cross my path, if I see them at a fiber festival, something, I'm subscribed to their emails. If it works out, they are all dyers that I want to try. So I will tell you what those are. Okay. Rosie's Knitting Shed. She's across the pond. She does a podcast. I love her. She's on my list. Lambstrings Yarn. I think she is in the New York area, I want to say. I have here hoop earrings by Yarnza. That's on my list of things that I want. Old Rusted Chair, Savvy Skeins, and Woolen Boon are all. And I'm sure there are other ones, but those are the ones that are in my list so that I don't forget someday. So I'm kind of going to change number 5 to, instead of what brands can't you get in your country, if you don't have an answer to that question, if you do this tag, you can change it to what your wish list for indie dyers is. What are your favorite brands you can't get easily? Wait, I totally messed that up. Number 5 is what can you get? What favorite brands can you get in your country? And I just gave you a list of my dyers. I don't really have favorite brands. I have a list of people that I want. Number 6 is brands you can't get. So I answered both of those. There you go. Number 7 is a 2-parter. What is your favorite yarn store online? And what is your favorite brick and mortar? Let me take another drink. What is your favorite online yarn shop and your favorite brick and mortar shop? Mine, as many of you have probably guessed, is the same. It's Simply Socks. There's a lot of reasons. As far as the brick and mortar, to be able to walk into a space that has 17 tons of yarn fumes just makes you happy. It just makes you happy. It's just awesome. And then the story is cool. Allison is the owner of the shop. If you have not signed up for the emails, I suggest you do that. She doesn't bombard you with stuff, but she does write a blog, and every once in a while you'll get an email in your box and it lets you know about kits and things that they have and maybe some new yarns that they're getting in the shop. She started in her basement with sock yarn. Now, it's called Simply Socks, so lots of fingering. You're not going to find your chunky yarn there. So if you are, like straight up a chunky knitter, you're not going to get that yarn there. But lots of fingering and lots of DK. You have your workhorse yarns like your Cascades, and then you have your indie dyers that you can't get. I've said before, Rhinebeck, everybody lines up outside around some barn forever and ever at the Miss Babs booth. I have Simply Socks. I'm spoiled. Now, the reason it's my favorite online shop is because their website's great. Their website's great. White background so you can see all the yarn. The information's easy to find. Super fast shipping. It's easy to search. I just like it. We have other yarn shops here. You never hear me talk about them. There's a reason. Also, it's small, independently owned. Allison owns it. Her kids help her. There's like 3 employees. Last I knew, they're always there, like packing your orders and sorting and taking shipments and doing all that. And then every once in a while, she'll have a couple other people come in when the store's open. With the Rona, it's kind of messed that up, but she'll have a couple other people helping on the busy days at the store. But the cool thing is they know the product. They know the product. They can like beeline you right there. Rachel is like Rain Man for as far as yarn go, and Heather is too. Heather and Rachel are both like Rain Men. You know I love you guys, and that's a total compliment, right? Any pattern, Rachel's total Rain Man when it comes to patterns. She knows all the designers. She knows all the pattern names. She can, it's crazy the wealth of knowledge that Rachel is. And they can all beeline you right to exactly what you're looking for. They are on it. They know their stuff. So sorry if I've created a lot of work for you guys, but that's the price you pay when you're awesome, right? Number 8 is, do you keep scrap yarn? The answer is yes. I have it here and here and here and here and probably some other places. It's all over. And I do use it. You never know what you're going to use it for. My mom wants me to make Kohl finger puppets because my grandma hold on, I have to get it. My grandma Peg knit me a finger puppet when I was little. Actually, she made me a bunch, but only one is still left. And I'll get it because it's like right there. This is so old, you guys. I mean, who knows what the yarn is. I had a whole bunch of them. And Mom wants me to make Kohl some, so I'll probably do that at some point. I use scraps for all sorts of stuff. Number 9, what is your favorite item to crochet or knit? Again, I need variety in my life. I would say my favorite thing, I'm not going to pigeonhole it to crochet and knit. I'm going to say my favorite thing about my fiber practice. Can we call it a practice? That sounds very yoga-ish, doesn't it? My fiber practice is learning. I want to learn all the things. I want to do all the things. I don't want to make the same thing over and over again. I need to switch it up. I love reading patterns from new designers who do things differently, even though sometimes I bitch about it on the podcast. I don't really bitch, but sometimes I'm like, what the hell? I don't get this. Like that Skeins pattern. You'll hear more about that, FYI. I like that puzzle. I love puzzles. I love working out puzzles. That's why I like Suzanne Sommer's patterns, because they are all so different and fun to learn and, come together interesting. And you're like, wow, I can't believe that works. How'd she figure that out? So that's what I love, whether it be knitting, crochet, spinning art yarn, any of those things, right? Remember when I tried quilting? That didn't work out very well. But I love learning all the things. I love learning all the things. Okay, and number 10, last one. It said, if you could crochet one last thing for the rest of your life, what would it be and what yarn would you use? I would say, did I type that wrong? If you could crochet one last thing for the rest of your life. No, I think it's if you could only crochet one thing for the rest of your life. I think I typed that wrong. What would it be and what yarn would you use? Mine would be my granny square blanket. For those of you who don't know, I'm working my way through this book, 200 crochet squares, and I don't even remember what number I'm on. I've been knitting such cool, well, I lost my mojo, and then I've been knitting and crocheting, making such cool things that has kind of gotten put off because I've just been doing other stuff. And I mean, it's going to take me the rest of my life to make that blanket. So that's my answer. Okay. Did you guys like this? I hope you thought it was fun. If you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. I was thinking, who would I want to hear the answers from? And I am going to tag Billy the Crafty Floridian. I don't know if she's been tagged yet. If she has, she hasn't done it. So Billy, if you've already been tagged, consider yourself tagged again. Aquila from the Lefty Knitter podcast. I want to hear your answers. And Tommy from not Squirrel Pie Productions. I want to say Moonstone Dye Works. Sorry, Tommy. Squirrel Pie's in my brain. Moonstone Makes. I apologize. She used to be Squirrel Pie Productions. Moonstone Makes. Tommy. I would love to hear your guys' answers. And if you are one of the people that I did not directly tag, but I am tagging you because I said you do this, let me know, because I want to hear your answers too. The next time I see you will be for a full episode. I'm going to finish my drink. I will catch you guys later. And until the next episode.